Welcome back to Mr. Morgan's Desk. In this video, we will be going over some of the points related to the articles that we've read in the past couple of days. And these will have to do particularly with the article titled To Space and Back, which was a personal account, a first-hand account by Sally Ride, I believe was her name. She was a physicist who was one of the first women, particularly an American woman, to go into space as an astronaut. And the other article is Memorable Milestones, which was a magazine article also about Sally Ride. It was a second-hand account detailing those things which she did. If you are on page 256 at this time, 256 in your book, you should be in your ELA reading book, your iReady reading book, and this is independent practice that you should be doing. So if you look at that page, I'll go over the directions real quick, but there is an expectation that you actually do these things on your own. So use the information that I'm going over here to kind of help you get through that. By the end of this lesson, we want to be kind of masters, hopefully, of comparing and contrasting first and second-hand accounts. And the directions here tell us to complete the chart to compare the different accounts of the same event. Write an X in the box next to the statement that describes To Space and Back or memorable milestones, space shuttle missions. Some statements may describe both accounts. So what I would like you to do is to reread these things, because I want you to be able to do this on your own. I want you to be able to think and tell me about these things. So the first one says, describe the launch of a space shuttle. Well, you would need to look at To Space and Back and memorable milestones and see if one or the other or both describes that event. All right, and you will go through each of these. It explains how the launch affects the author's body. So you would describe, you would go back to the article and determine, did this article detail that? Did this article detail that? And you would put an X next to which one that does, or if both does, then you could put an X next to both of them. Under the right section, describe the different perspectives expressed in Sally Ride's memoir and the account of the launch in mission milestones. Reread the two texts, underline details that show the different perspectives in each account. So you're showing how a first and second-hand account is different from one another. The way that Sally Ride describes her personal experience in blasting off and going into space is different than how the author of the magazine article explains it. So you will do that. I believe there's lots of room down here at the bottom, page 256 and 257, that goes over these things. So you have plenty of room to write both of these writing sections that they give here. So one is plan your response. It is the perspective. How is the perspective of expressed in Sally Ride's memoir different? And then number 5, using evidence from the text and information from your Venn diagram. So the Venn diagram is this thing that we filled out in the other day. I'm not sure where mine's at. I seem to have misplaced it, but hopefully yours is in your book and you should still have it. It was that 2 large circles, and there were events that occurred in different articles than the other. So you should be using those to kind of help fill this in. So if you're looking at page 256 and 257, there are these events. I need you to have filled out probably both these pages. If you're only filling out like a few lines here, you did not fully answer the question. So make sure that you are fully going through and answering that question. I will not give you full credit if you've only filled up a couple of these lines. There isn't the whole reason that these are given, that there's all these lines here and then all the lines on this page, is because that's the degree of information you should be filling in from those 2 articles. We've been working on this for a couple of days, so you really need to finish writing that out. So don't expect to get full credit for this if you've only filled in a couple lines and left the rest of it blank. I'm not so worried at this time about the learning target, so if you want to skip that, I want you to invest your time into this chart and into filling these things out. So go ahead and do that now, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.